Hello, and welcome back to ARK Survival Evolved. This is the Extinction map that we're on, and at the moment we're out in the wasteland. Because what I'm going to be doing today is I want to start exploring this underground cavern. I've already seen it. I saw it early on when ARK came out, specifically the Extinction DLC, that is. Because I put a character in here and started going around with a pteranodon to have a look around. And seems to be like some sort of quite large underground cavern, forest area. So I wanted to go and have a look around there to see if I could find somewhere to build a base, because I don't want to be stuck out in the city. Where I'm at the moment, I'm just on some a ramp system, and it's not really big enough to be doing breeding up a lot of different dinos, so that I can make have a kibble run farm. So I've come out here to have a bit more of a look at this map, see what's going on in this cavern, see if there's anywhere in particular I can build a decent base. Well, it's assuming it's actually safe to go there, that is. But before I actually get started, there's actually an explorer node out here that I found. So that's there. So we're right up in the top left corner here. So we're at about 23.4 and 18.7. So we're I'm going to leave that because Sam here, she was only like level 90 when I got her, so it's not. I don't see much point wasting this on her, to be honest. She's doing quite well for levels. It's up to what, 173 so far. But one of the things I've been looking to do before I came out here was I've been really trying to find a high level snowy owl, but I've been really struggling. I did manage to find I think it was level 96 male. I brought that back to base, and I found that you can actually breed these snowy owls. I've only gone as far as getting them to give me a fertilized egg, because it's odd I haven't seen Sam drop any eggs at all for some strange reason, which is unusual. But they did breed, and they've given me an egg, so it looks like you can certainly breed them. So I mean, I know the Velonosaurus will produce an egg, so seeing as these ones can as well, there must be some kibble from both of them then. I haven't yet quite found what the next kibble is from these two. I really need a proper cooking station for that. Doing it in a campfire is a bit tricky. You can put thatch in to avoid creating charcoal, which can then get used for making dyes and all sorts, but it's a pain in the neck where I'm at, because you've got to keep putting water in every time something does get created. So it's easy to do that with a properly irrigated cooking station. So still no joy on the Argentavis either. For some strange reason I keep hitting level 18 ones. But what we're going to do today anyway, I want to have a look around this map, this underground cavern. As I say, I've seen it before. I had a quick skirt around the edges and what have you to have a look at it when I first came here. When I want to have a look in more detail to see what it's like, I'm going to start by going around the edges to get a feeling for the size of the place. So at the moment where we're still heading northwest, and there seems to be layers to it. So it does go down quite a way. Now the only thing that, I mean, so far this is the only entrance that I've found of the place. I mean, I was thinking of building a base. The idea was to have one large base where I do all the kibble, breed up the dinos for the end boss, that sort of thing. But I think it might be a bit different for this particular version, from what I've seen from the trailer and what have you, because I've heard of mechs and titans, so it might be a completely different plan altogether that I need to be following. I might be wasting my time for all I know, but I'm just kind of feeling my way through as we go, and that means I'm just going to do the normal thing of getting a kibble farm run going. the only problem that's just kind of like suddenly dawned on me is the fact that if this is the only way in, the only thing you'll be able to get out of here is there are flying dinos. I mean, there's some dinos that you can't carry even with a Quetzal. So if there's like some way to like an end boss cave that's on the surface, you wouldn't be able to take like a T-Rex or whatever it is out there if you've bred them under here. So that's a bit of a pain. So I'm in two minds as to what to do. I mean, I could still breed dinosaurs out on where I find them, and then what I could do is I can bring fertilized eggs here, for instance. I could build a main base here for a kibble farm. I mean, there's a source of water that I'm seeing down here, and it seems so far relatively safe. So I could still build a kibble farm down here. You could, as I say, I could bring fertilized eggs here well, I could bring fertilized eggs down here, and then I can create the dinosaurs that I need to create all the kibble that I need. Some of them... Well, that's definitely an interesting looking dinosaur, that. So it might be a case of having to tame them outside and, as I say, just, you know, breed the actual kibble farm ones over here. That might be one way, because I don't know what the end game is. I don't know if that would be a problem. I don't know if there's because normally, as I say, I would normally have just like one base that does everything, you know, close to metal, close to stone and wood, and then just breed everything there, you know, breed all like T-Rexes, Allosauruses, Stegos, Megalosaurus, all those sort of things, all those ones that tend to go into the high-end boss fights. So at this stage I'm not quite sure, so I'm still just going to play it safe and try and find a main base, but I might end up having multiple bases dotted around. So I might have, say, like because the the Deodicarus being out in the desert, it's going to be kind of tricky bringing one of those across the wastelands, because there's Gigasauruses out there, Gigantosauruses rather, so the Gigas. It'd be quite difficult bringing those across the wasteland, I think. So I might end up having very specialised bases that do certain things. So what's that anyway? It's a female gacha. But I still want to explore this place just to get a feel for the area. But so far I'm beginning to wonder if I'll end up having multiple bases. One where I'll spend most of my time when it comes to doing the kibble runs, going out there, getting tames, pulling them to a certain area, maybe like the city for instance, breeding up the eggs, and then bringing the unhatched eggs back here to actually create the kibble farm. Oh, there. Oh, I'm getting attacked by something. What the hell's that badgering me? What are these compies? Yeah, compies. This is bizarre. Bizarre, these things. I'm just trying this. I'm just going to try this. I want to see if this gacha here is. I mean, it's not attacking that parasaur there, so I get the impression it might actually be like a herbivore itself. It's certainly passive. I mean, is it a... I don't know if it's a knockout tame or if it's a... It doesn't look as though it's a passive tame. It's not asking me for anything. Or sometimes it doesn't necessarily, unless you've got something in your taming bar. I get the impression it might actually just be another knockout tame. I think it might be a case of having to try knocking one of these out and seeing what that does. Because I've been trying it with the gas bags. They've been a real pain in the neck. Because sometimes you can shoot them and then they'll come and they'll follow you. In which case you think, oh great, I can just lead it back to a trap. But on the other hand, sometimes they just literally, you know, suck in air and blow themselves somewhere else. So if you build yourself a trap, it's quite annoying if they suddenly then decide to run away instead of coming at you, because you can't, you obviously can't pull them into the trap. On the other hand, I mean, I've been able to temporarily stop one with a bowlers, so that they work. So maybe it needs like a higher level trap, you know, like one of the big bear traps, for instance. And trying to carry literally a bunch of pillars and some ceilings maybe or something, and then trap it in there with a structure while it's there. That might be another alternative, because they are quite big. The other thing I've noticed, I mean, there's one of them that was it's been a real pain in the neck. I was chasing it all over the map. I kept pumping it with lots of arrows, or when I first tried it, with trank arrows, and it was just ended up I was just chasing it all over the map. I mean, one thing I found is shooting it in the head I was getting quite a low return on that. Shooting it in the side was better, and sometimes the actual amount of damage was much higher, suggesting there's some sort of time when it's best to shoot them. Because normally they're just standing there or walking around, and then they'll suddenly suck in a load of breath and a load of air, and then they'll run off, blow themselves away. Like, something I'm gonna have to try. So, but so far with this place, what I'm finding then, it's wow, it's a lot bigger than I thought, to be honest. It's coming all the way down to 40. It seems to be right up on the edge of the north side. It's about roughly 40 south. So I wonder how far east it goes then. So I think I've touched the southern part now. Yeah, I think unless there's another entrance there. I mean, one of the benefits is the fact it seems very, very quiet, because there's only one way in. I'm not seeing any flyers to probably give me any grief, so that's a good thing. There's Carnos, Therizosauruses, and some compies so far. But I haven't seen any flyers, so I mean, I wouldn't. If I was going to build a large base down here for like a kibble farm, I'd be more inclined to just put a bunch of walls up. It's interesting, the lighting though. You're getting that natural, kind of like a natural light over there based on the light coming through the crystal. It's interesting, that. It's definitely nice, that. Let's see, so where we're at now then, we're at about 30-30. So it certainly doesn't seem like a particularly hostile area. I mean, there's some metal around the area. So you could certainly build a base down here, but the problem then is that if you then got to go back out to the surface, you're going to be kind of limited with flies, I'd imagine. I mean, I think the I mean, you can get elevators. You can build elevators. I just don't know what the practicality of it is of getting back up there with an elevator, though. Let's see where we're at now. Hello. No. It's always deceptive, this. You sort of like think there's something that's going to lead to something, and it's just leading me to a dead end. So it's looking like a closed off area. But it's definitely a lot bigger than I remember, because I just came down that. I found that entrance point while I was flying around. Just had a quick skirt around the edges just to get a rough idea of what it was like. But yeah, I mean, this is really big. Hello. Now this might be something. Now I'm gonna have to be careful here, because some of the maps I've been on, even though I've got oh, there's a loot crate down there. Not a loot crate, explorer note. So we're about 11.8. Just making a note of this as well. 39.1. Yeah, there's some cases where I've actually supposedly got the feature enabled to allow flies in caves. Gone into a cave and then been knocked straight off the fly, so I certainly don't want to be high up. So I wonder if this is a way either into something like a boss fight, or I wonder if it's a way out. Yeah, it's definitely a dark area. Oh, hang on. Woohoo! Ooh, that's what I think it is. I don't know if I want to go much further, to be honest. Yeah. A 168 allo. The Rex I'm not too fussed about. I mean, I can fly. I can fly probably past those lot, but it's the Udriana, so that spooks Sam here. And they seem to have quite a bit of an aggro range. That thing spooks Sam. It could end up quite nasty, this. I think I'm gonna have to come back here when I'm better prepared. Come down with some decent dinos to take them on. So that's interesting. So that's it. Just see where that entrance is, and then make a note of it. Because it definitely feels like a cave of some sort. I'm assuming there's got to be something down there. So that's okay. So that's it. Where? So there's a cave then at 11:739. Okay, well that's good to know. Yeah, I can just see me flying in there, and that blooming Uranus will spook Sam. She'll fly into a wall, and then I'll get ganked. I'm quite tempted to take like a team of those little I forgot what they're called already. The little dinos that the new dinos that they've got like a walking machine gun. So there's plenty. There seems to be plenty of these. What are these things called again? They're anyway, turn around and see what these are called again. Gotchas. Yeah, that makes a change. There's plenty of them around. I get the impression so far. I mean, I'll have to find out more, but so far they seem more like a knockout team. This is a bit of an interesting spot then. So there's plenty of water here. Good supply of metal. Trouble is, there's too much water. Yeah, it's too much water to be practical as a solid base, but I mean you can build pillars on it, I suppose, and have a base on top of one. But I definitely like the look of this. It's I'm gonna have to be very careful actually, because these I haven't seen any thylos so far around here, but I know they're on the surface. Murphy's Law, I'll fly by one of them things and one will jump out on top of me. I don't think Sam's cut out to handle a thylo. That's where we're at now then. Yeah, we're coming back around on ourselves, so it's... So far from what I can tell, it seems enclosed. Unless that cave is another way out. And the way the game kind of froze a bit, I get the impression that is a cave in itself. I mean, if I try to actually exit this place through the up top, the game freezes, so it's obviously separate from the main surface area. The game's got it set as a separate environment, so it does pause to reload the map. So it's possible that cave could be a way out, or it could lead to another cave within this one. Difficult to tell. So let's see, so going by the inside, right in the centre, you've got looks like a large tree of sorts. I mean, that's pretty big, that. I mean, where we're at now, we're at... So I'm heading towards the actual centre of it. So I guess if you want a gacha, you've got to come here then. I mean, there's plenty of them. I mean, reasonably high levels as well, which makes a change. All the aggro I've had with trying to find bloomin' Argentavis and snow owls. It's kind of a breath of fresh air to actually find some high level dinos. High level for me at this stage is pretty much anything above 120, quite frankly. I'm not seeing any flyers, so I mean I'd be inclined to like probably build something and just wall it off basically. All I'd have is just the walls, some foundations to put things on. I don't think there'd be any point putting walls in here. Yeah, I mean around like, you know, building like a house sort of thing, because I mean, what's the environment like? It's 23. So that's not bad. That's not really a problem. So as long as you can keep things out, I think it'll be fine. Well, having said that, I mean they've got these the meteor showers were supposedly turned on in the most recent patch, but I still haven't seen any while I've been outside. That looks like some sort of collapsed obelisk. Yeah, it's a bit weird. That definitely looks like it's an obelisk that's collapsed. Huh. So where are we now? So we're over there, so I'll just put that away in. So in some respects it's definitely a nice area to have a look at. Just a pity I was really thinking of building a nice big main base to do everything from, but I don't see that going to be as being too practical at this stage. I think I'm going to have to build like utility bases, if you will. So I've got that camp out in the desert biome where I keep yeah, it's a Deodicarus that I've got out there, so I can get stone. I'll probably end up keeping that one in the city, just so I can. Well, basically, if I can gather all any dino that isn't here, gather them all, produce the eggs at the in the city, and then I'll just hatch them out here so that I've got a kibble farm. Because at least down here I can find a place where I can get the water, and that'll make life a lot easier. Because then I can irrigate a cooking station. I think I've learned that one. Yeah, the industrial cooker. At least I can use build one of those. I mean, really, I want to get into the tech stuff. To be honest, there's some kind of interesting tech stuff in here that I haven't learned yet. I think there was one of them was some sort of mechanism to where was it? So that was, there's a cryo fridge there. There was something in here I saw which allows you to catch dinosaurs. Let's see if I can find it again, because it was because I mean one of the things you obviously need is you need the element, and it needs a massive amount of dust to be able to build these. And anything to do with oh, there it is. It's an empty cryopod. So it says there, hold it to a creature to capture it, and then throw to deploy a captured creature. So I'm curious about that. Whether does that mean you can then make one of these from the tech replicator, and then just throw it at a dinosaur and it automatically catches it? I mean, that'd be something seriously interesting to test out. But obviously you need the tech replicator. Now the replicator needs you need black pearls, which I haven't seen any black pearls so far. You need 5,000, I mean 800 polymer, 5,000 metal ingots. I'm pretty sure that, yeah, they're one and the same. So I haven't seen any black pearls in my travels yet. But 100 element, I mean if I go back to the, I mean you can make these will, you can either just build these with dust, and it says over time they'll turn into shards. And I know you can convert shards into element, but otherwise you need like 1,000 dust to create a single element. And how much do you need for that again? 100. So that's a massive grind. Because normally I'd just go into go up against, you know, the end bosses and sort of like farm them to get element. Except on Aberration is slightly different, but yeah, something. So yeah, so I think I might come back to this place and at least try and capture one of these gatches, see what they're like. I mean, they're pretty tame. They don't, well, I say tame, I mean they're passive. They're not attacking you. I get the impression they're herbivores. But I think it might be a case of I'll just pretty much wall off. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's just another gotcha. I thought I just saw that little blue shine. I thought, what on earth was that? I thought it was some sort of like tech thing. But no, I think I'll find somewhere in here somewhere that's got a reasonable supply of water that I can fence it off. It's got to be a big area, so you can put all sorts of dinos in there to create all the kibble. I mean, it's odd because I went out and got another one of those. Oh, it's a Velonosaurus. That was the other. Yeah, that was the dino. I mean, I've bred up a Velonosaurus. The first one, when it came out, was a female, which was great. And that was I think that was asking for a cuddle for imprinting, which I mean I don't see any point to be honest, because I just wanted them for getting eggs. The next one was really lucky because that was a female, so that gives me 3 females. Now that one was really interesting because it asked for tintleberries, I think. Yeah, was it tintleberries? I think it asked for. Have you got any on you? Yeah, it was asking for tintleberries, which is really odd because normally they ask for, you know, they'll ask for a walk, they'll ask for a cuddle, or they'll be asking for some sort of type of kibble. But that was really odd. It just all it asked for was tintleberries. I mean, I didn't bother, as I say, because there's no point imprinting them. I've just left it to mature. But I think what I want to do is I'm gonna have a look around this place, see if I can find anywhere of particular interest. But I think the next thing I want to do is I want to see about taming up one of these gachas. I'm really quite interested to see what these are. I still want to get a decent snowy owl and an Argentavis, but I think the next thing is probably to get myself a gacha, find out what makes these things tick. Because there's, let's see what that one is. So it's a yeah, so just a normal saddle. There's no like platform or anything like that. So it's a now it's interesting. It's kind of like a swamp. Oh, it sounds like one of those orbital pods coming down. This looks like some sort of swamp area down here. I don't think I noticed that. I wonder if there's any sargos or anything. Oh, they're beavers. Yeah, there's castroids down there, so that's quite handy. Then that makes life a lot easier. I wouldn't have to like drag a beaver over here to get better wood. I haven't seen an Anki though, or a Deodicarus so far. The only place I've seen the Deodicarus was that desert area. As I say, I've got this feeling now I'm going to have like multiple bases basically. Each has a purpose. One for like stone, maybe one for well, I haven't said that. I could breed up an Anki and a Deodicarus, breed them, and then just bring an egg over here, and then I could use them to make my life easier over here. There's a thought. I think I'll do that. I think I'll get some more, get another Deodicarus and another Anki, and then I can just literally hatch them over here. This beavers aren't too difficult to do, as long as I can pull it into a trap. Vicious little things if you're not on the back of a mount. I've found I'm not used to just basically picking one up with an RG these days and just dropping it into a trap. Yeah, so I think I'll end the video there. It's definitely been an interesting look around. It's a nice area. I definitely like the lighting. The lighting is it's very deceptive, as I say, because it gives you a kind of like, because of the colour of the crystals, it gives you that impression that it's actual real light, not, you know, diffused light. I'm getting that used to like Aberration, that I'm used to being kind of like underground now. Oh, don't want to go too near them. I don't think there'll be any. It's best not make assumptions. So I mean, at least you could probably get tree sap out of those. I'd bet as well, if I needed that. Yeah, so there's pretty much everything I need down here to be able to build a kibble farm. All I'd want is to get an ankle egg and a Deodicarus egg over here, and then I can hatch them, and then I can catch myself a beaver, and then I've got all the dinos I need to pretty much just build out walls. You know, find an area out here that's large enough that I can section off to give me enough room to keep a load of dinosaurs to make the kibble, so as long as it's near the water I should be fine. And for everything else I'll just have purpose-built bases, just little mini bases out on the surface. Because although I haven't seen those meteor strikes since the patch was released, I know they're there, so I wouldn't want to be building anything in the wasteland. From what I understand, you're safe in the city and in the snow biome and in the desert biome. We're underground here, so we should be safe here as well. So yeah, I think I might build a kibble farm underground here. But it's going to take some time to do. So I think the next thing, just out of curiosity, really, is to see what it's like to catch one of these gachas. So I think that's going to be the next video. Really, is how to catch and tame a gacha. Be interesting to see what they do, if nothing else. But I do hope you've enjoyed the video anyway. If so, then I'd appreciate it if you could leave a like. Any comments, any suggestions you might have are always welcome. And if you're new to the channel, then do please subscribe. It'll get you reminders for new content. I do want to play this out at the end. It's a very good. I think it's going to be an interesting map compared to the rest, because I think this seems to be much more geared towards multiplayer. The other maps were, yeah, they were doable on solo. I mean, the furthest I got with Aberration, I think, was the low level tier, the gamma level, I think it was. I needed some more dinos. I only went in with about 10 or something to take that on, and I needed to build up a bigger army. I wanted to try different types to get up to higher levels, but this one I'm getting the impression is much more geared towards multiplayer, so I think it's going to be interesting because it's forcing me to go back to the basics anyway. So yeah, I can see this being quite a long playthrough. So anyway, thanks very much for watching, and until the next video, bye.